By the time you're done watching this video, you're going to have a better understanding of how to dispute difficult accounts, charge-offs, foreclosures, repossessions, and student loans. Now, when you look at your account, you're probably going to see that you have a ton of inconsistencies or inaccuracies, like the date last active, or the date last reported, or the payment history, the first day of delinquency, and the date last paid. I'm going to show you what you can do with this information. The first round, we're actually going to choose the date last paid unless it's consistent from report to report. So right here, we have round one, date last paid, and an example dispute would be date last paid reports date on Experian, date on Equifax, and date on TransUnion. Delete immediately. It's really as simple as that. You're taking the information from your credit report and you're plugging it into this simplified formula. Now, your next dispute is actually going to be a violation. Every single time that you dispute something, they're supposed to put what's called the notice of dispute in the comment section. It basically says consumer disputes this account. If it's not there, it's a violation. So for round two, we have notice of dispute. Your dispute reason would be notice of dispute was not entered to this account within 30 days. Delete for violation of FCRA 623A3. But you also see that they changed the information on the date last paid. So this is actually going to be your round three dispute. So for round three, you're going to say the original date last paid was, you're going to enter the original date last paid. And now it reports as enter the new date last paid. This means the account has illegally been re-aged and requires deletion for violation. Now here's where we use something called the evolution line method. This is where we're actually going to use something that we previously disputed because there's new information. So we're going to use the notice of dispute again. We're going to very simply say notice of dispute was entered, date entered outside of 30-day window, which is a violation of FCRA 623A3. Delete immediately for violation. Now, what does this mean? Basically, they entered the notice of dispute, but they entered it after the 30-day period. They only have 30 days, not 60, not 90, not 120. Has to be there within 30 days. If it's not, that's a violation. So over here on round two, they didn't enter it and you disputed. On round three, you disputed the re-age date last paid, and round four, you disputed the notice of dispute again for their second violation. So we're actually disputing three different violations. And this means that you still have all this other stuff that you can dispute. If they have a monthly payment on a closed account, the payment history, all the late payments, continued activity in the payment history after the account was closed, first day delinquency, date last active. We already used failure to enter the notice of dispute. Date last reported. Now, date last reported, you probably think, hey, you know what? That doesn't really mean anything, but you would actually be wrong. The date last reported is actually supposed to be updated when they quote unquote verify your account. If they don't do that, it means that they didn't even investigate that account. That is why it is important. And then we have a high balance lower than the balance. What is the high balance? The high balance is actually the highest balance the account's ever had. So how can it be lower than the balance? These are just a couple examples of how you can dispute a difficult account and get it deleted in less than 100 days. If you have questions about this, post it down in the comments. Make sure you share this video with someone and smash that and subscribe if you haven't done so, because I've got videos going back to July 2015 that will change the way that you dispute and get you results.